Don't let the parasites suck it all out of your lungs. Don't let the parasympathetic go silently out. Who are you?
All right, here we go. We're at it with the show match, not on the usual day, but hopefully a good amount of y'all can join us, have a little bit of fun, enjoy some minor CS action. We have the HEs and we have the Daimyo. I believe that's how I'm saying it. I'm Fuffy, joined with my guy Pecan. What's up, Pecan?
Doing well. Just ready to see some Counter-Strike.
I too am, and I'm sure our audience is. And I'm sure Mechatronic is ready to observe and run all that production goodness. Speaking of production goodness, we actually have some stats. A graphic brought to you not by pureskill.gg, but by me and my passion for graphic design.
You're not gonna give any credit to the hardworking Yeti and his boys over at Stats team?
Shout out Stats
Honestly, Stats team is pretty great. I've heard that they love when you ask for stats early.
Right.
And
now
we
we
ask
ask them,
if you just like ask them in league discussion.
Yeah, if you at specifically Yedif and Saucy, they'll come out quicker.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring up the stats.
Saucy.
I'm bringing up the stats.
They love that one so much. All right,
bring
let's
up the
get into
stats.
stats.
I brought the
Let's get into this
stats.
one. So basically, I have two things I want to highlight. We've got a battle of the operas and a battle of the star riflers. Though interestingly, Order of the Samurai a little bit less proven because both the players that I'm highlighting here only have one game played. So first, we have Grigorovich and Icarus. The operas coming head to head. Grigorovich actually the highest rated players for the HEs. He is their highest rated player. He's got 0.39 op kills per round, sporting that big green gun for his side, whereas Icarus has a whopping 0.58 op kills per round. However, they actually do have a lower rating, potentially due to their team maybe not winning as confidently on maps that they do win. But that is just a lot of impact with the AWP. Expect to see them doing their best work on the op, and expect to see these two going head to head. Pecan, I'm sure you know just how important winning the battle of the ops can be.
It's always interesting to watch an op v op battle, especially when they're both accomplished, both know the spots they really like, and hopefully we get a map that is both conducive to having an op, but also I'm really hoping for a close game. because sometimes one-sided affairs you never see teams really bring out the because of
That's
lack of
true.
money.
Yeah, if it's a close game, both teams sort of ride that economy line, get enough ops to see them shine, but no one too dominant. We also have riflers. We've got Paternal and we've got Shusho, two strong riflers. Shusho, I believe, first picked by Spence, a name that not many people were expecting to come out, but an exciting one and one that has performed well in the game that they played. Paternal, someone that I would say has a lot of strong mechanical skill. In my opinion, there were just some mistakes, some, economy mistakes, other little things that were holding them back from greatness, but now finally in a team structure, I think they can really grow a lot from where they were last season. And actually, they're already putting up some crazy numbers. These two players do have close ratings, but I just want to highlight the impact that Paternal has because he has the most entries, even more than his Opper, for the NA Nids.
Sometimes it's all about pressing W and swinging wide.
It's an effective strategy.
Isn't that what it's normally about, though?
It's often about that W key, and here in minor, we've got some strong players, some strong aimers. However, it's a little bit shakier. There's a lot of big gaps in experience. Some very new players, some experienced players who just, maybe are not in their prime. We have a lot of boomers and zoomers mixed together here in the minor leagues, and we get to see who's gonna come out on top. I'm definitely excited for all of these names today. I'm excited to get this Counter-Strike going. It looks like all 10 are in the server, so we'll see when they get things set up, and we'll be able to jump into that. I don't know if we have time for a content piece right now, but I kind of want to play a content
Oh,
piece
we're
right
doing
now.
one. I was gonna ask you which one's shorter.
I know the shorter one. I know what the shorter one is, but I want to play the other one. I want to show some interviews. I actually got to sit down and ask some questions. This is just one such question that I got to ask of these lovely various GMs and such about players to look out for, and I think that's an exciting one. So you guys can all maybe they'll mention some people in here to look out for. Down with various GMs and members of CSC to ask them which players you should look out for this season. Here's their picks for the stars you should keep your eyes on.
I think Superman on OS is very good. He started in minor and worked his way up, and he's been dominating on every level he's played. Extremely good opper who can play very mobily and perform well in any situation. Also slow on Legends minor team. He's a headshot machine, and he can drop 30 at any given moment.
So there's a couple of people who come to mind. You need to look out for Ill Will, Lindley, Dibes, T, and Freeman are all these players that are going to do really well this season.
All right, so I'm gonna be biased here. I think Crispy's gonna do really, really well in minor. He's such a sick opper and is able to just change situations completely around, and I think he's gonna be really, really good in minor.
I don't want to be biased and like hype up my own players. I actually want to look at people on other teams. So it's it's more of a fair assumption. I think someone that a lot of people have had their eyes on since the beginning is Smartest Superman, who's currently signed to Spence's team. I think he'll do well this season.
But in terms of major teams, A-Bear and Stumpy are actually incredibly underrated. Like, I know I took Stumpy in the last round of the draft, but he's one of the core players on my team so far. And A-Bear, too, is another steal. Like, I took him in the 5th, and he plays well above how he normally should.
Insane might have an insane performance. As well as Lindley, who just has sick gamer aim.
I think Major's gonna be really close all the way around, right? Like I think that I was talking with Rishu, now known as Amarillo, or whatever Rishu's name is this day of the week. And like I think that at least Right Twix, right, which is our division, is that like anyone can beat anyone on a given day. So I'm kind of scared for that in general.
Yeah, I think Mimsy in my minor team is going to be pretty insane. I don't think people realize how good he is, and I think Varel is vastly underrated. Like, even though he is a low elo, he frags out more than any person around his elo level.
I think Covey in minor on Cashmo's team is going to be really, really good. Drill for y'all's elite team, I think, is going to be really solid. And Proletarius in elite really surprised me. We played them Thursday, and I thought Seth was going to carry him. At least in that game, Proletarius and Full Cap were terrifying to play against.
As for Minor, I think Andreas, I know he was on my team, but I cut him and he's currently a free agent. Whichever team gets a hold of him, they're going to go really far into the playoffs.
Welcome back, everybody.
It's gamer time. We're gonna be gaming. They're all just knifing each other. Gonna pick sides. We get to play Mirage, which. Okay,
Wow.
I have one piece of information here for Mirage, and this is a play style thing from the HEs, and that is that I talked about those paternal entries. He's gonna be picking out A main pretty much every round, or every round that he can, just using that pure confidence to try to get those kills. And it looks like with the sides that are being picked, we get to see Paternal go for openings right away because they're on the T side.
Fuffy, what's the command to turn MVP music off? Because I'm dumb.
Alrighty then. We're gonna jump into this one.
Alright, Fuffy's just ignoring.
I am currently doing a bit of research.
Okay, cool. So I will catch for Fuffy. So we see a large amount of people from the T side going into the A bomb side. There's a quick rush.
Oh, but he fails. Trades Shuko first. No more picks found, and they explode out into the site. 3 versus 3 will ensue. Chutang does have that kit, and they have dualies, so this retake will be very possible. Tucked here in CT, 1 stairs, 1 jungle. They're all just going to swing out together. First fight, 1. Krako blindsides Grigorovich. Now they continue to swing. They know where they are. They have them stuck in. Krako's got a second. There's only 1 more to find. Annexelia up close, and they fall at the hands of Icarus. HEs win that first one on a solid 3v3 retake.
Sort of, I think it's interesting that we saw 2 players on each team buy util or kit on the CT side, but I don't really remember any of them really being thrown in that execute. It's kind of just an all-out brawl on the site. And unfortunately for the T's, they just never were able to get into a good post plant, and I think ultimately that's what cost them.
Right. Well, we get a force buy here. We've got Paternal looking around A ramp.
Don't worry
Got
about
the rest of the T's just sort of slowly grouping. Bomb is brought towards mid. I was gonna say towards B, but instead they're just sending 2 underpass. Gonna just crunch in here. And there are players ready to meet them. Chutang the first one. Gets 1 on the FAMAS. NXL is still tucked in here close. They might not be aware of it, but Icarus is jump spotting. That is important information. They can sort of chill. They know where these T's are, and they can just shred them apart pick by pick. Second one on the board for Chu.
Unfortunately, I think if the Samurai just slowed down a little bit, or even sped up together, they'd have a little bit more progress in this round. Really, they just kind of got stuck mid, peeking 1 by 1. And although it's expected, I wish, especially in an eco or a forced round, they try something more together, like a rush.
That's
I think
true.
would have been a little bit more fruitful, maybe in a bomb plant if they're able to get on site and trade effectively. But
Yes. I may, I do just sort of have that third person omniscient viewpoint so I can see all the mistakes that are being made, but I think the HEs did have a few gaps, but the Samurai just didn't really play together enough to exploit those.
oh, Paternal defense.
I like the aggression from B-Nogs. Paternal does have a lot of opening kills, but that comes with the territory, meaning a lot of opening deaths that have gone down. Icarus has gotten 1. Grigorovich still back. But that single kill might not be enough. It all depends on the site take here. It all depends on how many they can get. Jungle smoke, but none on stairs, so Shushuo starts to push forward. Spotted out by Annexelia. Now they know where Shushuo is, but Annexelia looks away at the wrong time. Caught in the head. These last 2 players start to try to come in, and Shushuo just tears them to pieces. Final one, and Shushuo with all 3. Coming into this one swinging, gets the AK upgrade, and they survive the first gun round.
And that was just unfortunate. When Paternal actually got caught off, he actually only had a deagle because of the money situation. And it seemed like Samurai just got stuck on the ramp at that Tetris area. Couldn't really ever get out of that, and just need to have a little bit more. I don't know what the word is, like
Cohesion?
probably more initiative is the word I'm thinking. You can't just stay in one place. Someone needs to kind of be the leader and say, all right, I'm gonna run out there, put my body on the line. Maybe that'll spur my teammates to do something with me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
In this round, it makes sense to be a little nervous, though, because
yeah,
they're just on Beagles.
this round is just kind of a throwaway. They did pretty much the same thing we saw them do in the fourth round, the second round overall. Oh! Alexia finding some really nice angles.
And it's just one. One
Gets a
and done.
couple of kills though.
Yep.
That is about as good as I think they could expect, given how the round started and it was 2v5 up until that point.
Yeah. I mean, we also get to see Icarus come in a little bit into their own with the AWP.
Yeah,
An
this is the
exciting
first,
one.
the first op
Colonel
battle.
actually picking up the other op. That's interesting with them just heading straight into B. Up fast through apps, flashes flying over. First point of contact is Krako, who's sitting. He actually jumps up. He wants to hold the smoke. He wants to hold in front of the smoke. Gets the first one. Sees so many more coming through. Lots of damage just out of ammo. Has to reload, but does not back up. They are brave. They are standing their ground, and Icarus is opping them all down. Only Grigorovich left. The offer for the side of the HEs. He could get his hands on that gun now. Instead, gets everything torn out of his hands. The round torn away. Samurai up 5-0.
I love how Krako jumped from the van onto his own molly on top of the balcony to fight there and get the first kill, and then he wisely just let Icarus take all the other contact. So pretty well played. Also, I think the HEs just kind of need to push through that smoke, even though it can be a little scary sometimes.
Yeah,
Someone
if they were a
kinda
little
needs to
bit
take
quicker, maybe
initiative.
the trade could have came in.
Yeah.
I'm just interested in how these individuals are getting shut down. I thought that the HEs really would have the advantage in the individual aim department. But the only pick that they get is that one from Nightbear onto Chutang on Cat. The rest, the way of the Samurai, by the orders of the Samurai. As they get them one by one. Icarus tickled down by the molly in mid, and now Nightbear swung for a second. Nightbear could be the nightmare here for the Samurai. Could make him a little bit nervous. Icarus is gonna swing mid and actually call it clear. Nightbear has snuck here into connector. Looks away just on the B-Nog swing. That is unlucky. That player in connector may also telegraph where Annexelia is headed. Straight into A to make contact onto B-Nogs, who's just jiggling the side angle. They've got cover, so I don't think Annexelia will expect it, but they could peek out at just the wrong time. A timing of their own. Annexelia getting that one. A flash will blind Icarus as they swing in. They even spot that one. They don't want the fight, though. Instead, take the fight onto Krako and now have confirmed where both players are. Tap the bomb, know that they're being swung. Now they just tried to get out of there. None of the kills found. If they just hit that one shot off of the bomb tap, the 1v1 seemed winnable, but just a little bit shaky there.
It just seems like the HEs are having trouble figuring out how exactly they want to attack and how to play together. Nightbear's had some good kills there, and then he gets timing by B-Nogs, and then B-Nogs gets timing later by Nexia, and it's more becoming a map of who's getting the better timing.
They're sort of leaving it up to luck with a bunch of individual lurks, but their individuals haven't shined enough yet. Perhaps they'll do it in this round. Grigorovich only on the scout. Less
even
utility.
Even the pace they're going at right now, they don't have a lot of utility. They need to, I think, put pressure on the CTs to actually
this
respond.
is not what you want in a defense. One by one they fall.
G10
Poor
going for the
lady.
gun rather than the kill.
An interesting one. Yeah, they're just going out one by one. I think if they're going to default, they need to pick one place they want to go. Hey, we're going out A main, we're going out mid, we're gonna walk forward apps. And then have 2 or 3 people there to trade. Or even just one person there and one behind for nades. Could be such a difference. Right now, they're peeking out one by one. And they're just not finding picks.
I would love for them to probably take a timeout after this. Oh, Paternal doesn't look like he's moving. So they might have to due to technical difficulties, but I think they need to slow down either the pace that they're going to figure out how they want to get actual picks, or they need to go faster and go somewhere together all at once.
I'm interested to see them fast out A. Because if they get the aim duels that they want, like, they've gotten A site before. On pistol round, it turned into a retake.
I think that's one of the few rounds they actually got the bomb down.
Yeah, on that one from Anexelia, where they ended up just faking it and missing the shot, it was still enough to get out into A. So they know how to clear it. And both A and B on Mirage are sites that people know how to go. They know how to rush B, but, you know, might be a little bit more scared of utility shutting them down. Whereas A, you've got 2 avenues of attack. You can hold W out of Palace and Ramp. And I think that is the place that they should look to abuse.
Just something very basic that they can just go somewhere together.
Well, it's a Deagle default now.
It's looking very similar to every single save we've seen from them, which is now their 3rd.
Oh, but that's different. That's a kill. Maybe the Samurai will think twice about aggression. Oh, another one found. Inadvertent trade back. Shushuo gets one on the Eternal. But now Shushuo has to hold the entire A site down, so 2 tanks coming in rotating, trying to cut off mid so that Shushuo doesn't have to watch their back. And now that they've gone down, Shushuo just drops the A site entirely. It's the perfect decision, though, because no one's there. The problem is that this rotate has dropped the B site entirely. So Grigorovich and Anexelia turn and run there.
And this is the closest that the nades have really gotten to get around, and most of it is actually due to their own aggression. Beanox pushes in Palace, and Grigorovich is waiting with a deagle.
Krako lands the first one, misses the second, so Grigorovich can get out with the M4. But I don't think they're going to let him plant. Yeah, the jump is heard. It's another one just timing him through door, but he could timing Shushuo right back. Here behind the smoke, they've passed each other. He's all the way into market. Is he just gonna... He's just going the other way, but they're going back to him. Krako has his knife out and goes down, and there's one more on the site. It's all about Grigorovich sprinting. He's got to get those Usain Bolt shoes on and plant here on the site, and he's made it there with time. Shushuo coming back from B, asking how in the world he missed that timing. Grigorovich to take this 1 versus 1, wants to take it into CT. That is not where Shushuo will be found.
Oh, he hears that reload.
Yeah, the reload gives away the position, and now Shushuo knows where to fight. The 2 highest rated players from each squad facing off, and Grigorovich wins it out.
Just honestly a lucky clutch because of the timing there, but that was actually, I think, a pretty kind of calculated. In his head, he knows they're pushing him because he hears the drop out of window, and even though he doesn't check his right, which he definitely should have in that case, he gets through the window and then just timings the hell out of Kraka. I was gonna say another word, but he times the hell out of Kraka and ends up just being in a great 1v1.
Now he even gets an opening. Icarus goes down. That's the op of the op battle that we were talking about. Chutang's caught a timing around a smoke. Now needs to escape. The Molotov goes out just in time for them to run away. This 2v2 and Chutang and Ladder is going to get peeked by Nightbear. Does Nightbear win the fight? Yes. And that keeps an advantage for the HEs. Smoke up connector could be lurked through. And at least services to push Shushuo back. Croco, on the other hand, not pushed back at all, standing strong in the site, and has even dropped the bomb. I'm surprised that they sent bomb in first, but now they're going to have to recover it. They're going to have to go in, and they're going to have to go in against a Shushuo who's rotated and is feeling hot. Nightbear the last one, blindsided by Croco. And Shisho, that one as well. Shusho?
Oh,
I don't
no.
know.
Shusho.
Yeah, Shusho makes sense. There we go.
Well,
Thanks,
however you
production.
say his
Thanks,
name.
Geek Man.
A good showing from him. Good rotate. And he's cleaning up all these kills. He's moving around the map
Flash to
pretty
get
well.
Icarus. Icarus, not a good flash, but that was a decoy, actually. And the swing in. Paternal second one, Deke. There's the opening. There's the entry power. There is the confidence from this player. Even has an AK, but doesn't care. Takes the Deagle instead and continues to push forwards. And Excelia and Nightbear getting their own kills. And now, Pnogs' only chance is to win this fight, and it's not even given to him. They slip away, and so Paternal up close. Not gonna whiff for much longer. Grabs that one. Finally realized that he has an AK. And the HEs win a second round.
Well, he got his I believe that was his first 3 kills. Maybe he had a kill before, but his first 3 kills with a Deagle, and so maybe that's why he's sticking with it. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just
Not
want the
broken,
Deagle clip.
don't fix it, you know?
Yeah. You want to be able to say, like, Deagle 3K, 4K in the Reddit
Oh,
clip.
but Chutang with the
Oh,
R8.
Did they get revenge
Oh.
for that Deagle round? Well, the first shot is connected. Confidence from Chutang on the swing. Now another one going to be attempted. Damage and the finisher. What in the world is this R8 doing? All of the kills the way of the samurai. Croco tagged up through the smoke. Icarus and Croco, 12 HP combined.
And it's gonna be unfortunate for Pork Lady if he watches the demo back, how close he was to actually shooting Croco through the smoke. He tags him. Hit one more bullet, he gets the kill.
One more bullet, he gets the kill. Unlucky.
And
But luck
this
is less of a factor here. The
This is
biggest
a doable
factor,
round with the HP. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really hard.
They
since he
need
knows he
clean
has to clear
entries
5.
onto the full HP players. But the flash has given away exactly where they are. I don't really know why they threw that flashbang. Though the rotates aren't necessary. Bnogs with that kill and the Samurai with the 9th round. The HEs, they've had some flashy Deagles. You know, they've been doing okay, but just so streaky, so reliant on individual duels, and sometimes they just lose them out and the round is already gone as it begins.
This might be an A exec, and this might be what we were
Might be
asking
bomb
for.
left in spawn.
This might be what we were
think-
asking for a couple rounds ago. So
Yep, Paternal. Slow walking that Deagle entry as we've seen them do so many times. Almost hits the shot, so very close. Shusho. Gotta be nervous about that one. There we go, I got it. Bnogs, though, gets the kill, starts to back up right as the exec waves come in. They want to go fast, they're mollied out, now they push. Now they go, they explode into sight, but Bnogs and Shusho, all the kills. I gotta work on that name, and they've gotta work on their A exec. The HEs can't find anything besides the 2 rounds they got.
yeah, they're kind of letting Bnogs just kind of live around Palace. He can be anywhere up in the Palace area, even on balcony, and they're not really punishing him for all the aggression he's doing. Like one time they did when he pushed on the save, but even that round they ended up winning. So eventually,
I like the run boost.
eventually the nades are gonna have to figure out how to punish ACT aggression.
That's the opening I'm talking about. The problem is, Paternal has to look so many ways. At least it's traded. Now it's all about them not throwing away kills to Chutang. They do. They lose that one. Now it just slows. Annexelia has gotten that one. And Annexelia could even have a second if they get timings, but instead they
Oh.
get timinged.
Nice.
Krako
Nice.
knows where they are. He's got all the timing in the world. And finally pulls the trigger. That means Pork Lady's got a clutch. Flash in mid gives away the position. So Bnog's just going to run back to play it safe. Tagged down by the Deagle. That kill is now doable. They have to go quickly before they get shot in the back by Krako.
He's too
Swinging
close.
in fast. They know where Bnogs is, and they run out of ammo. Now the Deagle, now the cross. You have sight, buddy. Get the bomb down. Get some money for your team. That is exactly what they will do. Oh, but they get nervous. They get nervous of that timing. They get another Deag, but it's just another body shot. Molly comes in, and it seals their fate. That one's just so awkward. I like the opening from Paternal. The problem is that they don't convert, and they haven't even been able to have a lot of Paternal openings because Paternal is 4 and 12. One of those players I highlighted, Grigorovich, the other one on a 0.5 KD as well. Whereas Shusho really pulling out all the stops, 14 and 7.
I think they're just having a little bit of a rough game. Also, it hasn't really been. I noticed Paternal's bias. He hasn't really had a rifle most of this half. It's mostly just been Deagle, Forces.
Yeah. That's just one of those little mistakes that seems minor, but keeps you in minor. But I'm hoping that Paternal can clean up. Krako, another aggressive push, has bomb, has the kill, and Annexelia left in another clutch situation, another seemingly unwinnable clutch situation, and yeah, if you can't hit that one, you can't win it out. Krako, the finisher. Krako, the Undertaker. Krako, the 15 in 2.
A mercenary. A free agent.
Just let that one sink in. Like, yes, they might just be chilling on B site, not making a lot of contact, but still, the contact that they do make, it's multi-kills, and it's 15 and 2. So impressive. Paternal aggressive out Palace. Gets damage onto Shusho. Grigorovich has finished Chutang on that cat aggression and gotten a second one. That's the mid presence gone, and it forces Shusho to turn and look there. Bnog's the only one here holding sight. And they just want to split into A. They've sent Grigorovich back into mid, and now they're backing instead towards B. Krako has rotated out. Perhaps Krako has a third death finally, and the HEs get this last round of the half. Or perhaps we see some more Krako magic. They're going to have to pull it out from the market as they creep forward. Though I think the Samurai will start to realize where this hit is coming in. They'll start to realize that it is B. Krako's just got to call it over to the rest of the squad. Shots miss on that crossover. Now they're out of the sight. Grigorovich with the challenge. Grigorovich with the headshot. Coming into their own in this round. 3 on the board so far for them. 2 more players to find. Shusho has swapped over to the op. They're so tagged up. Grigorovich, though, has that last kill. And the final one is Shusho, who has the first kill. They want to go for this clutch, but instead the wide swing from Grigorovich. The ace to close it out. Star player finally coming alive. They just need their teammates to come alive with them. Because this half is not great.
He wasn't even doing that with the op, and maybe we'll see that more on CT side, as I think it's the easier side to have more impact with the AWP. But I was also a little bit disappointed in how the HEs were playing out their defaults. That's pretty much every round they were in a default. They were getting punished by the aggression of mostly the anchors for the Samurai. Bnog's on A, and Krako himself, who was mostly just playing B around Van, kept being able to, in the late to mid round, push into apps and get backstabs if they weren't coming B fast, and they never were able to punish that.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, This is one of the best strats I've ever seen. Pistol round, and it's 5 crabs creeping into Palace. It's like one of those fishing shows where they just like have a bucket full of crabs that they dump into like another bucket. You just see them all spilling out. I think that's what we're gonna see out of Palace here. They have one flash on Chutang to do it. The one problem I really see with this is that there's essentially 3 A players. 2 towards the site ready to shut this down, and 1 in con. Even the cat player can come in fast. So as they run out, they need to get kills. And it's about even. NXLia, that one back. Pork Lady as well. That's the fast rotate in. That is the cat player activating. Pork Lady and NXLia together really just carry that pistol round to an HE victory. It's a victory that they needed so bad.
I love the effort for the crab walk all the way into Palace. But unfortunately, that was a pretty easy read for the CTs to know. It was an A play. The rotation was really on point as well. And ultimately they just missed their shots on the entries as well from the T side.
Let's see if there's any more success on these pistol rounds. These ecos for the Samurai. That's one with the Glock somehow from Shusho. But now they're just getting shut down one by one. Icarus is Deeg, the only one that remains. Icarus having interestingly forced in here. Nightbear on the jump spot now can just get back, get into sight, tuck, play it safe, play the crossfire with NXLia to eventually get that one. The HEs have a 5th on the board. I don't want to say it too early. I don't want to say it too early. But comeback?
I think this is a little bit too early to say that. But this will be another save from the T side after losing the pistol, losing the next. And so this should be...
still won't have op money.
This should be a pretty standard round, unless something unfortunate happens.
That's fair. Icarus literally had an op kill every other round in their previous match.
I might find it a little harder if he's not able to get one.
Yeah, they're just not playing the economy right. If they're just having a rough time getting mollied, HE'd out. The HE's living up to their namesake. Chutang, the only one who got in front of that molly, chewed up by these SMGs, and the rest of the players soon to follow. Good work there on the Behold. This has got to inspire some confidence for them. They've got to be feeling a little bit better about how things are going.
And it looks like the CT side's not going to upgrade too much, besides Grigorovich getting the op. So we'll see.
Oh boy. Icarus, no armor op. I was saying I don't think they'll be able to get it, but they're just going for this one with no armor. Holding connector, holding for a peek. It's not going to come in. Window smoked off. And they hear the shot out. It's NXLia who makes first contact. Off the window smoke, they think they can swing wide, and NXLia says, think again. Now a flash out connector for Grigorovich. Not going to find anyone. Icarus spotted it top mid. That contact.
But it looks like they want to go B.
They do, but they want Chutang to make noise here on A. That pick from Icarus in mid, that really screws over the rotations. If they bring it back towards this site, they rotate towards A because of Chutang getting all the way up in. That could spell disaster for B. Instead, bomb all the way in spawn. This round just so awkward, rotating back and forth, and it's so awkward for both of these site players, both of these anchors. Eternal, they're close, only hits one shot before going down. Icarus, another one on the AWP, the glass cannon, really paying off. They have bomb in the site. Nightbear's looking around, hoping to find Kroko, but instead Kroko finds them. Kroko stays winning 17-6. Up there with Chutang. Samurai have 13. You may have been right about the comeback statement, by the way.
I mean, I would love to see a comeback, but I'll just give it a little bit more time. Especially given that round, they just had, I think the gun advantage, considering what the CTs were buying.
That's fair. And now it's just gonna be an attempted CT hold and an opening. They're playing together, and they're getting mid control. This default's
Oh,
a lot
HE.
more successful than the HE's pulled off in the previous half. Eternal's Deagle is always dangerous. Good for one. Gregorovic, on the other hand, oh, also only good for one. Gets taken down. At least Nightpair gets that rotator, gets that player in mid, trying to turn into sight. Puts us into a 2-on-2, and Pork Lady's SMG makes it a 1-on-2. Icarus still didn't buy armor. Still on the glass cannon AWP, and that lack of armor means it's an instant headshot from the SMG. They even get to pick up an AK back, not going for the op. The HEs do have 7. Now, I'm not going to say it. No, just kidding.
It almost sounds like to me, Puffy, that you're trying to curse them. I can't tell though.
I mean, I am not, actually. I'm just trying to have interesting topics of conversation. Alright, Anexelia at contact. Let's just back up. Last time we saw that window smoke in and Anexelia swung for an opening. This time they're ready. They force him back, and Beanogs forces the opening pick. Gregorovic missing on their shot. Paternal doesn't miss, though. Gregorovic doesn't miss the no-scope. Now a quick scope, just not connecting onto Shusho. Swap back to an AK. Gregorovic goes to just anchor this site down, but they have B. They have B site. Krako is in there. The Molly a little bit flubbed. They're called the Samurai. They don't even have a themed name, so guess we can excuse the util. Now as they head in, Icarus going through murder just barely gets through the hole before getting spotted by Gregorovic. Shot not taken. They choose to creep forward. That could spell a mistake, or this could spell the perfect timing. First one found, but I don't think they're ready for the closed door player. They are! Somehow Gregorovic gets that one as well, and now creeps so close. Shusho, do you know? Do you know how close they are? Now you know. Now the nade means that they're so ready, and the headshot means the Samurai are on to 14. One more until match point.
I was quite close for Gregorovic. I think he played it almost perfectly with the information he had. It's just unfortunate that he had so low HP, almost prevented him from being able to win that.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wrong read, not expecting a close arch player.
So many angles for him to clear, so
Yeah.
I don't really blame him for that.
He had to make a read, he had to make a wild guess.
But for him to have the patience to walk behind the low HP player that's not looking at him for so long, I really respect that.
So there's a lot of fighting in mid, but the mid fighting doesn't mean much. It's all just sort of a charade, just a stall being put up. But the stall is not enough. I was gonna say they're trying to stall for Paternal's flank. Oh, and they've stalled perfectly. Paternal has bombed down, finds Chutang. A little bit of damage, but Chutang gets Paternal through their own teammate. Phenog's not really enjoying getting shot in the back, but at least that's something. At least that's the kill found. And this should be the round secured, unless they somehow throw it away. Gregorovic here, first one on the USP. It's the only one. I thought that lit player was going to be a second pick, and then we could maybe see a hero round, but no. Heroes get shut down one by one, get chopped to pieces by the Samurai. Now the HEs need a true miracle to win this game.
8 rounds in a row? It's been done before.
Awkward purchase. It's a speedy fight. Krako the first one out, but Gregorovic the first kill. Second one on their SMG as well. Now they get the pistol out, and Pork Lady's there to support. Gregorovic wants to keep going, wants to just keep pushing in. Now wants the knife out, just baiting. But it's a good bait because now Paternal is there to swing around. Gregorovic and Paternal, 2 pieces each. Paternal's coming back into this one with, a couple more kills.
I've been
really
really
need a lot of impact to make a comeback.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with how Gregorovic is playing. you're highlighting him as the opper, and he's looked good on the op, but he's looked good pretty much this entire game. He just
Yeah.
needs a little bit more help from his team, I think, in certain instances.
Yeah, I think pretty much all of Icarus's kills came on the AWP, but in that op head-to-head, yes, Grigorovich had less op kills per round, but they did have more overall kills. So a solid player on pretty much whatever they're given in this round. They'll be given a FAMAS, and Krako will be given a kill by a peeking Nightbear. They may just hit B off of that. They may not. Boost into mid. Contact on Paternal, but Paternal's fighting the top mid player. While the other player boosts up close. At least Pork Lady can cut off the player who's in window, but Chutang refreshes that position, jumps into it as well. I don't think they will prepare for a second, a third now as Icarus creeps up.
And it looks like the Samurai want to get these guns and perhaps even pinch his sights.
Grigorovich, first, second! That is crucial! That spray on 6 HP, I would say has won them the round. However, this cheeky timing from B-Nogs, it means nothing though when Krako doesn't get their kill, when Krako doesn't realize that there could be a player close. Now B-Nogs the last one. Still not spotted out. What the heck? First Deeg found. They know where Anexelia is. They isolate the fight, but the Deagle spray doesn't connect. If they get that one, Grigorovich is so low. This one should be simple. Instead, tagged in the back. Now 2 places to watch. I think this is it for B-Nogs. Looking around. A little panicked, but calm enough to sink their teeth into Grigorovich, even to get this bomb back, just not time enough to plant it. Smart play from Anexelia, just so rough for their economy now.
And just as bad as I was going to say, Samurai had a good position with 2 players boosted in window. Grigorovich just wins all the fights. Doesn't matter if you can out-aim your opponents, no matter what the position is. And he even at the end, he stalls B-Nogs enough to ensure that NX can win the round by staying alive. So really well played by him again.
The purchase up, because of the bomb plant, they can all get something decent, except B-Nogs, who's just forced onto a Deagle. And this something decent turning into what might be our final round. Just fights back and forth. The initial round, pressure out A, and they get all the kills. Bomb still dropped. Bomb top mid, they're going to have to retrieve it. And it's all about whether Anexelia and Nightbear can just sneak any cheeky kills during the time it takes for them to get the bomb. Because once it's planted, once it's down, a 2v3 after plant retake is just not going to be very likely and not going to be very comfortable for the AGs.
And Shusho should know exactly the angle they're coming through, which is the CT side, the CT angle.
Yeah, both of them stuck in there. One makes noise on the molly. Now Anexelia makes contact. Krako goes down first. 2 versus 2 is now much more possible. A flash deep, but Shusho dodges it. B-Nogs sinks the shot. First one found. Anexelia with one back, and Anexelia with the spray. That was amazing. That was beautiful. 4-piece from Anexelia saves the HEs here, brings them to double digits, only 5 rounds standing between them and overtime. It is such a tall task. They've got to be hyped up after that clutch.
And you need to really win a really difficult round to win. Bomb down, 2v3. Your other angles are all isolated, and they find a way to trade up, and Anexelia just wins all his fights. Really well played. It keeps the game alive.
They still got a good buy on the CTs. Paternal, for some reason, Deagle, no nades. Again, like, if you think you're good, prove it with a good gun, but oh well. I guess I can't judge too much. Deacon and nades go flying out. Flashes are the nade of choice, and the flash is perfect. Nightbear at least gets one back in the back sight before going down. The rotate is in though. Grigorovich has been a hero, and this hero, AWP, doesn't find the kill. Don't lose it out on a play like this. Doesn't give it up. Paternal close with his deagle and gets beheaded. Pork Lady has to clutch it out again. This would be even crazier than the 1v1 from NXLia, and they have to do it up against match point. Steady your hand, steady your aim. Pork Lady 46. You got to give it your all. The first flash is good, but that's important bullets expended. They swap over to the USP instead. They're running up close, and it's the ring around the Rosie from Shushuo and the one dig from Croco. The substitute coming alive in that one. Croco carrying them over the line with the 3K as Samurai wins 16-10. We will be right back with a fun little interview here. But before we get that, enjoy this content piece. Here we find the rare bee anchor, thriving in his natural habitat, with nothing but the fresh air around him. He hears the communication of his various teammates, but does he really hear them?
Drop smokes A. I'm all it off. Ah!
Where are you? Rotate A! But the bee anchor would not rotate. He preferred his cozy little spot here at the van. With cover from all sides and only one place to watch, the bee anchor lived a simple life. Sometimes, however, his legs would grow tired, so he would go sit on the bench. Although he lives a solemn life, the bee anchor is not devoid of cooperation. In a rare instance of team play, one of his teammates will assist him up onto the sight boxes. Once there, the bee anchor will not leave this elevated position for any reason. For if this is one of the rare rounds where he encounters terrorists, he must be ready for a fight. This, however, was not one such round, but it would happen soon. As flashes rain above from the apartments, the bee anchor grows nervous of this impending assault, but he steadies himself, pulling out his trusty Molotov. He shall stop this take in one grenade, one click of the mouse, or so he thinks. You see, things rarely go to plan here on the B site. The terrorists were upon him, ready to deal the killing blow to their prey. However, the bee anchor had one more trick up his sleeve. He steadies his hand and reaches for that one fateful button.
I think they're B.
The A and mid players are fast, used to responding to new information, just not fast enough. As his vision went white, he could start to see that place beyond. He wasn't scared. He knew his time had come. And as his corpse lay lifeless on the site, he reflected back on the memories he had in this little corner of the map, realizing it would soon be leveled by the terrorist bomb blast. It was a life well lived and time well spent. He wouldn't trade this for any other position, because he wasn't good enough to play them. Here we find the rare bee anchor, thriving in his natural... All right, we've got an interview lined up. We've got the free agent Croco, who stepped in, got all those kills. You were like 16-3 or something crazy. Hey, Croco, how'd that game feel? How you feeling after that W?
Boy, do I miss playing CSC. That was so much fun. Yeah,
Ooh.
it was a great time. I definitely, like, first half, I was like, man, I have 0 deaths. I was hoping for the perfect game, and I died. And I was like, yeah, oh well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Good work, good performance there, Croco. I've got to say, jumping into this, was it an easy fit in your time subbing? I believe you've subbed for this team once before.
No, this is my first time. I was supposed to sub yesterday, but the game got rescheduled today.
Okay
Um,
then.
yeah,
How
I
was
mean,
it just slotting in?
it was good. It would have liked to have like a scrim, but we played a little face it pug beforehand and went against a 5-stack with a bunch of level 7s, so we got slapped. But it's good to slap people back now. No, it's good fun. Good group of guys. Super chill. Definitely liked it. Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty then. I guess the final thing that I'd like to ask is just as far as players that stand out from you, you sort of have like a blank slate just from that one game playing with them all. What are your first impressions of the teammates you just played with? Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
They all played really well. They're like they just vibe really well together, all of them. I think I have no idea. I haven't even paid attention this season, honestly. But I think if they do make it to the playoffs, they'll definitely have a good time and potentially could go far because like there's no bickering, there's none of that. They just seem super chill group of guys. So yeah,
Awesome.
I'm excited to watch.
Good word put in for the samurai. Speaking of the samurai, we've got two samurai players that we could bring in.
Yeah, Crocker, we're kicking you out.
All right,
Yeah,
bye
we sorry, Krakow, we're kicking you
Bye,
out. We've
chat.
got even more interviews to go through. I mean, you could stay here and chill if you want to. If you want that
That's all right.
exclusive before the stream delay timer.
That's all good. I'll let the other guys have their shine.
All right, let's bring
All right.
Chutang and Shusho in. Hello,
All
Shusho.
right.
Hello, Chutang.
Oh my god, hello there.
Hello, welcome in. Welcome into the squad.
Hello there.
This has been an exciting one to watch. This has been a fun one. I think overall your team performed solid, but the one
Okay.
player that I wasn't really expecting to be a standout was you, Chutang.
Oh wow.
I knew that you were a solid member, but just based on stats, I expected the top to be, Shisho, those guys up there, but you really stepped it up this game. Was there something different, something that you changed, or do you think just things were gelling well this game specifically?
I kept smoking my teammate off in mid so I could get the kills.
So he's a baiter.
Let's go.
So he's a
Let's
baiter.
No, but I felt like I was just outside of the one game where we had like no like all subs on our team, kind of like they were doing with on Overpass. I just felt like I was much more comfortable on Mirage, and yeah, that was pretty much it.
That's fair.
No?
Well, you looked comfy out there hitting all those shots. That was you with the R8, right?
Yes, it was.
Is there a
I'd like-
tactical
Is
reason
there a
to that? Is
tactical
it just
reason to
because
it?
minor players are so slow they can't react to the time it
All right,
takes for you to
there's-
pull the
there's-
trigger?
There's two reasons. One, I'm trying to convince the world that they're using the wrong gun, and two,
Thank
it tilts
you.
the fuck out of people.
Thank you. I've been trying to convince people that the R8's better for people who don't know actually how to spam with the Deagle. I've been trying to say
convince
this.
people that Mechatronic is bad at Counter Strike.
That's a known thing already.
Let's
That's
see
not
who
anything
people
new.
are believing. Exactly.
Wow. Listen.
So, Shusho, you were, if I'm remembering this one right, you were the first overall pick that Spence brought in.
Yeah, see, it's a very interesting story. So I'm level 1 on Face It, 500 elo. I went to a combine and I fragged on Spencer. It was just that easy, and now I'm here.
Wow, it was just that easy. Did you have any connection to them prior?
No, not at all. I just headshot Spencer a bunch.
And they just
That's
shot you
the
down.
best.
He's gonna say I didn't just headshot him. I headshot him and his team. Let's just.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair distinction. But specifically him most of the time.
Yeah, most definitely Spencer. I mean, he's just not the same caliber as me. It's just it's unfortunate.
It's
There's
unfortunate.
There's a gap. Yeah.
Yeah, we call that rifler diff, actually.
It's the Spence gap. It's just Spence is worse than every single one of his players, regardless of what tier.
Yeah, Samurai, we just get into a game and we troll. You saw the crab walk, that wonderful strat. Unfortunately, didn't pan out. But after that, we kind of just decided to play the game.
Was losing the 1v1 a part of that?
Listen, that 1v1 will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That one up against Anixalia.
My mouse jumped.
Your mouse jumped. All I
Yeah.
hear is excuses right now.
No, listen, the mouse jumped. I
You
don't lose
don't
the.
need a lot of excuses. You got the W,
I
You
mean,
got it over the line.
I saw that it was being streamed. Usually, like I said, we troll, but we just had to turn it up.
And by turn it up, we mean
I gotta
throw a
say,
top 3.
However, I do want to give props to Pork Lady. He is nuts. That guy's a good player.
All right, giving the shout out here. Now, just one final thing. Obviously, you were going kind of nuts, hitting some nice head shots. Overall, heading through to the rest of the season, how confident do you feel? I know it's hard to make a judgment as of right now, but heading towards the inevitable eventual playoffs, you think you're gonna top your own group? Are you confident for the other teams you're gonna play this season?
I'm just waiting to 3-0 Typhoon in the finals.
That's
Yeah.
very forward. That's
Yeah.
extremely forward.
I'm making the call out now.
Even though we have a player out right now, Butterdog, rest in peace, his graphics card.
Yeah, his GPU died, so he's
But
placed on the IR.
even with a stand-in, I'm still confident that we're gonna take dubs.
All right, confidence rolling into the rest of the season. Well, I'll send you two off. Thank you so much, Shutang and Shesho, for jumping in, giving us all these juicy deets, and congrats on the win tonight.
All right, cool.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Have a great night. Megatron, I hope all of your R8 plays are juicy.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets it.
I guess he gets it or whatever. Well, you all get it, and you all get it because you are here watching this stream. I just want to say thank you so much to all y'all for joining us on this one. Thank you so much, Mechatronic, for being the production. Then more importantly, because he's not an R8 guy, thank you so much to Pecan for being here as my second voice so I don't go insane talking to myself.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. Looking forward to the next CSC broadcast. Hopefully it's a little higher tier. No offense. I'm a elite enjoyer.
Okay. So you only enjoy the highest tier of competition.
The highest quality of Counter-Strike. Well, we will have some high quality Counter-Strike. High quality in one way or another. The chaos that was some of these games, some of these rounds. Or maybe the structure and quality of Elite. Either way, whatever the next show match is, it'll be coming to you live here from twitch.tv/CS Confederation. So you should join the Counter-Strike Confederation. Discord.link/CSC if you're not already in there, but I'm assuming you are, so you're a cool dude. Hit that follow button. Spam some hearts in the chat, maybe some of those copy pastas. If you're a GM, go to the GM chat and spam that one secret copy pasta that we can't share publicly. And yeah, have a good night, guys.